Hello, everybody. I forgot my Irish jersey because I heard we qualified for the World Cup as well. Okay, so I have an admission to make first. I'm not here to talk about Ethereum, and I'm not here to talk about public goods funding, but maybe public goods forges. So the current home of open source seems to be GitHub. Sorry about the size of that. But maybe a quick show of hands for any projects. Are you pushing your code to GitHub right now? What about not GitHub? Oh, cool. 3. So the recent years have shown us that GitHub might be a scary foundation for projects, open source projects. They're banning people based on their location, or in like countries. If you search GitHub bans, you'll find Iranians, Russians, Crimeans losing access to their repositories. And even more recent news, Copilot is being trained on your open source data. And I even did a quick Google of, are they doing it on private repositories? And there's been no public admission of GitHub to say that they're not. So where should open source projects go next? Oh, the formatting on that is terrible. Anyways, I have a non-exhaustive list here. We have GitLab, Forjo, Tangled, and Radicle. I'll quickly run through each and discuss some pros and cons. For GitLab, it's open core, so part of it is open source, and then part of it is enterprise. That means you can self-host easily, and you can fork their core and make the changes that you want. Supports issues and pull requests as per usual. Forjo, it's a fork of Git. It's federated. What I like most about them are they are trying to implement a federated forge format, or F3 for short, so that federated forges speak the same language and developers can move between them easily. They're owned by the Codeberg Foundation. So they're working on, just a more open, credible exit type of forge. Then we got the new kids on the block, Tangled, that are working on @proto. If you don't know what @proto is, it's the protocol behind Blue Sky. Yeah, it's pretty cool, and they're building on top of like the social element of Blue Sky. Blue Sky, you've already got your identity with the ID PLC. And on top of that, they also love JJ, or Jiu-Jitsu VCS, and are working with some like cool design techniques in their forge. And then last but not least, Radicle. So I am one of the maintainers on Radicle. Radicle is a decentralized forge. We got our issues and our patches, or pull requests. And one thing we want to do is try and make it extensible as well. So when we talk about Radicle, one of the comments that we usually get, usually on Hacker News, is, what Git is decentralized? But people go to GitHub, which is centralized. It's not. But of course, there are projects that still use mailing lists, which is also decentralized in a sense. But we're trying to make it even easier to use than a mailing list. So how Radicle works is basically bundling all your data into the Git objects themselves. So you have your issues, your patches, and other extensible data alongside your code. That means all your data is local first. It's even offline first. I often get on a plane from Dublin to London where I don't have any Wi-Fi, but I have 40 minutes to continue working. And then when I get off the plane, I can sync back up with the network. The network is just basically a TCP stack with some noise encryption that send gossip messages, and this initiates Git fetches. Oh, I'm so sorry about these slides, but this is essentially a screenshot of our Heartwood repo and its issues on the CLI, and the same again with patches. But as I said, we want it to be extensible, and one question that we always get is, does it have like a CI, an answer to CI? And one of our team members does work on CI. You need CI and CD for the health of your project. It would be unrealistic to come along with a Forge and say, we don't support any like CI system. So what does that CI system look like in practice? Essentially, any node can run CI on behalf of a project. So we're getting back into the theme of the commons. So as nodes hear about gossip, they can decide to run CI and report results. But then obviously you need to curate your list of which nodes in the network do you trust. The Radicle CI system uses the idea of adapters. So essentially you can bring your own CI. There's adapters for basically running natively if you just want to like quickly test your YAML file. But there's adapters for ambient, which is a more experimental CI system. GitHub Actions, if you want some free compute from your centralized service. Woodpecker, Jenkins, Concourse, and apparently it's easy to write an adapter as long as your CI system makes it easy for you. Here we got an example of a simple bash script that says your CI always fails. That's how easy it is. It's just a bash script doing input-output. Diving a little bit deeper. So Radicle, you run a node on your computer, your server, and as I said, it does gossip, it does Git fetches, and these get converted into events. These events get spit out into a control socket, and the Radicle CI broker basically listens to these events and yeah, sorry, I'm covering the slides, but parses them, filters them, and like goes through your YAML definition for when to run a CI run. So maybe whenever a maintainer pushes to your main branch, then make sure you run CI, or if any patch comes in, make sure you run CI. What exists today, as I said, there's a configuration file in YAML. You can build and test on any chosen changes. So that YAML file is a predicate logic, so you can come up with whatever kind of workflows you need. It's distributed. So in the same way that issues and patches are data, there's this idea of a job cob, which basically says, or like has a node and its CI run, a URL to the results and whether it succeeded or failed. And it also has HTML reports, but these are currently not distributed. Where we need to go with that, we need to build better integration with distributed notifications, so sending these results throughout the network easier. More CD kind of stuff, so storing artifacts, trust around artifact building, better run logs, and a UI for controlling these CI runs, so being able to trigger them or stop them manually rather than through the automatic process. And that's pretty much it. I think I flew through that, but yeah, so the other mention is that there's another team called Radicle Garden, and if you go to radicle.garden today, you can sign up to waiting list. Essentially, their aim is to provide a kind of out-of-the-box hosted solution. So it's still built on Radicle, but it provides like custodial keys so that you don't have to look after your cryptographic material. A web application for issues and patches, kind of like your familiar Forge. And of course, they're going to bundle the CI work as well. But if you want to get started using Radicle today and play around, go to radicle.xyz, where you can find a download page, user guides, and a link to our Zulip community, radicle.zulip chat. And come say hi. I'm Fintan Halpenny there, and we would love to help you working on Radicle. So if you're working on a decentralized project, maybe you should use a decentralized Forge. Put your code where your mouth is. Thank you.